Kirby Smart says he's looking for more fire, passion, and energy out of his players in 2025. That's what he told reporters not only after G-Day, but basically all spring. This has become a theme of the team. He's looking for guys with passion, energy, and fire because he knows this is probably not his most talented team. They're replacing guys all over the roster on offense, defense, at quarterback. He knows they're probably not as good as they have been in the trenches. He's looking for more out of the receivers. So overall, he knows that he's got a lot of work to do with this current roster. But if he can find more passion, energy, and fire out of this group, that's when he thinks that this could be a special team. And I don't disagree with him. Here's more of his comments. He goes, yeah, fire, passion, and energy. That's what we're looking for out of these kids. A lot of times the guy that plays hard is better than the guy that just has the most talent, and we're trying to get more out of it. So he's basically said, hey, we've got so many new guys coming in. It's hard to sustain the roster. It's hard to sustain the talent in this era of college football when new offers are coming in from programs left and right trying to poach the kids. They've got agents, shopping these players to other schools. It's really crazy what's going on right now. And in Kirby's mind, he said, you know what? If I can get guys that love Georgia, love this program, and play with fire, energy, and passion, guys that love football, love to compete, love to practice, he said, that's a group I can win with. And even though we may not be the most talented, if we have guys who play hard and outplay the ranking that people give them out of high school, they could be better than a lot of people think. Because there's a lot of people out there, and to some extent, I don't blame them. I think the Dogs are losing at least 2, probably 3 games this year, right? I mean, they lost 3 games last year. So, I'm not saying that's a completely crazy statement, right? And they're playing a pretty tough schedule again this year. Now, it's a little easier. They've got Texas and Alabama and Ole Miss at home, but it's no cakewalk. I mean, they're going to have to play really, really well if they want to win another SEC championship and get back to the playoffs. But fire, passion, and energy, that is a theme right now in this program. That's what he's looking for. That's what he's preaching at practice. And he's got a lot of guys, I say a lot. He's got several guys who bring that to practice. 2 of them are 2 of his linebackers, Justin Williams and Chris Cole, guys that he just raves about. He loves talking about these 2. He loves bragging about these 2. And both of them were solid. They both had really good games during Georgia's G-Day scrimmage. Justin Williams, both of them former 5-stars, by the way. So they do have the talent, but they also have the fire, passion, and energy that he's talking about. Justin Williams had 9 tackles, was all over the place during G-Day. Chris Cole made 6 tackles, broke up some more passes. I mean, those guys can play. Here's what Kirby Smart had to say about those 2. He said, there's not 2 players on our team that play with more fire, passion, and energy than Justin Williams and Chris Cole. And we talk about that all the time. Fire, passion, show me your fire and passion and energy. They were having fun on the field. They enjoy each other. They compete. They love the game of football. So if there's anybody out there that's played high school football who has fire, energy, and passion that just loves the game, we've got a spot for you at Georgia. So just come to Georgia. We'll find a way to get you there. And again, he says it over and over and over. He's like beating it into us, the media and the fans and his team. Fire, passion, and energy pays off. It's not the ratings or the stars or all those things, which is not necessarily true. They want to have the #1 class, and to a certain extent, they do care about these rankings and where his guys are ranked. They like that. They like knowing that, hey, it's the #1 recruiting class, jump on board. So to a certain extent, when he says we don't care about the stars, I'm not buying it, right? As a guy who covers recruiting, I know Kirby kind of cares a little bit. He wants his guys ranked as high as possible, but he loves coming out and saying, yeah, I don't care about any of that. And it's true that the stars don't matter when they get to campus, right? And he can kind of use it against them. Hey, 5-star, you're not practicing like one. Where'd those 5 stars come from, right? He can egg those type of players on at practice and use it as fuel. But he says it really isn't. It's the kids that want to play the game the most right now, and those are the ones that play the best. And those 2 guys personify that. So those 2, and I made a list. I'm going to go over in just a second, but I made a list of Kirby Smart's probable favorite players during his time at Georgia. Those 2 are going to be on that list by the time they leave Athens. There's no doubt about it. But here are the guys that I think if Kirby Smart had to rank his favorite players since 2016, here's how I think it would look. Obviously, Nick Chubb, Sony Michel, what those two did for the program, I hope is never forgotten. And them coming back for a final senior season in 2017, leading them to an SEC championship, leading them to a embarrassing 41-0 shutout victory over Tennessee. Yeah, the defense was great, but they ran for close to 300 yards in that game, blowing out Florida, beating Auburn in the SEC championship, beating Oklahoma in the Rose Bowl, and getting to the national championship game. That season, that team took Georgia to another level, the level that they've been wanting to be at for a while. So Nick Chubb, Sony Michel, easily on Kirby Smart's favorite players list. Roquan Smith, I think, is on there. Nakobe Dean. Nolan Smith is obviously on that list. Azeez Ojulari, Jalen Walker, Jordan Davis, Kamari Lassiter, and Javon Bullard. Two recent guys who were on the team 2 years ago in that 23 team. Kirby Smart absolutely loves those two. And if we're doing an honorable mention, Kendall Milton and Dejan Edwards, I would put in there. So that's 12. 12 of Kirby Smart's favorite players. If he had to be honest and tell us, these are the guys I love the most. And I'm sure I'm missing a few guys, but those are the first 12 that came to my mind. Chris Cole and Justin Williams are going to be on that list by the time they leave Athens. Kirby Smart absolutely loves those two. And yes, they're talented. But again, it's the fire, passion, and energy. If everyone had that, and Nolan Smith had that, and Nakobe Dean had that, Azeez had that, that's what they brought. Kamari Lassiter, Javon Bullard, those guys loved practice more than anyone. They competed as hard as they could every single rep. And we talk about that all the time. You have to win the staff over in practice. And in order to do that, you have to give it everything you have. And you have to compete, fire, energy, and passion. I've said it 10 times. It's still not even close to how many times Kirby Smart has said those three words right now. And if you look at where they are from a recruiting standpoint, they don't have a 5-star committed on the roster right now. People are saying that recruiting's fallen off. It's all about who's paying the most, this and that. And to a certain extent, that's right. These kids, they know what their market is, or they know what their value is. They know what the market is telling them. So yeah, a lot of kids and their parents are asking, hey, what can you do for us from an NIL standpoint? And these coaches, not only at Georgia, but across the country, they're really tired of it. They have to play the game. They hate it. They hate it with a passion. And now you're seeing not only are they going, recruiting more in-state kids. I mean, the 25 class, they signed more kids from the state of Georgia than any time in Kirby Smart's time at Georgia. Because more often than not, a lot of those kids grow up watching Georgia, loving Georgia. Maybe they have a parent or a family member who went there. So they have more pride in playing for the in-state program than maybe an out-of-state kid does. So not only are they doing more in-state recruiting, but they're looking for the 3-star with fire, passion, and energy. They're looking for the Ladd McConkeys. They're looking for the Javon Bullards, right? The 3-stars who give everything they have at practice and turn into outstanding players. Jordan Davis. The list kind of goes on and on. Jacoby White was like that. And I think Landon Rolden, a wide receiver they just signed, he brings that level too. So, when they get a 3-star, most fans and the ones who still follow recruiting, their immediate reaction is up, Georgia's falling off. They've got to go to their plan C, plan D option. A lot of it, is because that player fits Georgia's culture more. That kid maybe loves Georgia and isn't playing the recruiting game, not playing the NIL game the way maybe other 4 or 5 stars are. Maybe, guys who are more talented are playing that game more than the hardworking, dedicated 3-star that loves the Georgia Bulldogs, or a low 4-star. However you want to look at it, wherever they're ranked, they're looking for kids that bring that aspect to the team and can be leaders and can bring energy to practice when things are going tough, right? Because it's not easy to play at Georgia. It's not easy to practice there. But these guys know that when they get to Georgia, and some of them, they understand it and they still go through practice and they're saying, nah, this is not for me. I can't take hard coaching. I can't take high-level practices. The same for me. I'm out of here after 1 or 2 years, right? They cut it loose and try to go somewhere else where things are a little easier. But to do it at Georgia and to stick around, it takes a certain type of player. And that player, again, has to have fire, energy, and passion. He's looking for more of that. And he's saying, we've got a few on offense and a few on defense, but I want everyone. He said, I want a bonfire. I don't want little campfires of it. I want a whole bonfire of guys who all bring that level of intensity and fire and energy and passion. And again, I keep saying it because he keeps saying it. So it seems like that is the theme for this 25 team. Outplaying their talent, playing harder than everyone, practicing harder than everyone, and bringing that love of the team and being a great teammate and a guy who just practices hard and competes. That's what he's looking for more out of this group. And if he can get it, I think Georgia has a chance to have a really special season. You could read more about this and a lot of other great stuff. We've got a lot of great content over on Dawg Post. Make sure you are signing up to our free newsletter. It's free. Sign up today. It'll be the smartest thing you ever did. So yeah, appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the website.